I have an interesting story about Hudson, just because I think all of this YouTube is because of him for me, to be honest. Because when we just started doing it, and I was just starting to get some traction, he was 12 and he was watching YouTube, and he had this philosophy about YouTube that I still follow to this day. He was like, okay, Dad, here's the deal. If you get popular on YouTube, it's because you found a lane and you got to stay in that lane. But if you stay in the lane too long, people are going to get bored and they're going to stop watching. But if you get out of your lane, people aren't going to like it and they're going to stop watching. So the only option you're going to have is to expand your lane. And this is still, wow. So when we started pivoting, because we had 200 videos of photography challenges, and we thought the channel had to be about photography channels, and the views were starting to go a little bit lower and lower. And I started thinking about that advice, like, how do we pivot away from this? And that's when Salish started coming in. As I was trying to have that conversation, her videos were taking off, and it wasn't necessary that I was taking photos in them. So the idea of pivoting, we still stayed in the lane. She was in the lane. She had been introduced as a character, but we pivoted this way. And I think one of the things that's important for creators to think about is, just because you've had success at one thing doesn't mean that's the only thing you have to do. You have an audience that cares about your content, but like, take those people seriously and give them content that you would want to watch.
Yeah, that's super great advice.
That was amazing advice.
Yeah.
And I think we've benefited in our own careers just in pivoting as well. And I know, Jay, like when you went from being the top Facebooker in the world to crushing podcasts to crushing books, you followed that same strategy.
Well, yeah, that's why it resonated so much. Like, I remember that feeling of having like billions of views on a platform, and one video having like 386 million views on one video, and then watching just creators who'd come before me and kind of seen like just shelf life and lifeline, and just looking at like someone trying to do something for too long. And exactly that piece of advice. And so for me, it was like, well, yeah, how do we move into different mediums? And then it was like physical as well, like doing a book, or my wife and I have a sparkling tea line together and things like that.
By the way, I don't know your wife, but she's hysterical.
Oh, she's amazing.
She's very
they were
fun.
just here. Both our wives were just here.
I saw Laura in the parking lot, but I like her Instagram.
Yeah, she's
very,
amazing.
very funny woman.
She's
like, she did an impersonation of you for a day, and good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, humor is the basis of everything, right? Like, if you can laugh together.
So you leave your socks on the couch. Is that
do you know what the thing is? that video made me very sad, because the comment section was, oh, we realized Jay is like that now. And my thing is like, she made half of that up. Like, I was like, she made it up. She's
perception is everything.
Yeah, exactly. But no, that's smart advice. And you can definitely add that to your list of good creative advice.
It also depends, like when transitioning content, like we're talking about, it's important to say, like, do you have a personal connection with the audience, or do they just like the content, but then not actually like care about you necessarily? And so it's one of the important things is that I try to do a lot in the videos, is like make sure as best as I can that the audience personally cares about me and not just about the video I'm making. So when you transition, it's easier to be like, okay, I want to try this type of content now, and the audience is more inclined to watch it because they care about you, and they're like, okay, I want to see what you do next. So that often, like, practical advice like has to do with leaving a video, like, you could be so retention focused, like, I need to make it this cuts like this, but letting a video, like slowing it down a little bit, letting the characters play out more, developing the connection between the character and the audience, just like helps it overall, even if you see the retention go down a little bit.
Yeah, I got to have a whole mastermind session with you.
I know.
How to improve our videos.
It's funny because we were at Vid Summit where you spoke brilliantly. By the way, go watch it online wherever the camera is.
Go see. Buy Vid Summit replay.
So Hudson is at Vid Summit for what was it, 2 days, right? 3 in Hog's Heaven, like nonstop, creators everywhere. And before I know it, more people are like talking to him, getting his number than me. And I was like, wait, but he's my kid, isn't? But this is his world, right? So he's gotten an opportunity to meet a lot of creators and then expand his belief system about YouTube beyond just mine and into his own world.
Well, I thank him so much just for being able to like bring me to these things too, because I love learning about YouTube, and it's just my favorite thing in the world. Like it's really like all I think about. So it's kind of. It's just such an amazing experience, and I'm so beyond grateful for you and just like bringing me to these places, because I just love it.
That's beautiful.
I'm lucky. I have a pretty cool career, so they get to see.
Yeah.